What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're all doing well today. We're going to be diving into the Crispy Donut Community Salem. Let's jump into it. So really quick before I dive into anything else that I'll be doing today, I just want to really quickly just scroll this across the page so that you can kind of get the dimensions, some of the specs on here that you may have questions about, and any of the changes that are going to be coming up that they included with this. It's just easier for you to be able to kind of pause, rewind, and go back for that information than it is for me to take the extra time to kind of run through those particular specifications. What we're going to be doing, we're going to verify the weight really quick while we do that. We're going to be doing size comparison, and we're going to jump into thoughts and impressions, because this is an overview. It is a pass around knife. It is not a knife that I'll be able to keep. So coming in at 4.3 ounces, not 100% sure I even saw what it said on the sheet, but hopefully you'll be able to tell the difference between the two. So a couple of quick budget knives. We'll go ahead and bring out the Devo Knives Pony Stout for a sub 3-inch comparison, and we'll bring out the Civivi Praxis for a full size comparison. As you can see, this is definitely more a medium size knife. We'll go ahead and move the Pony Stout out of the way, and then another small knife comparison that we're going to do for this one is going to be the Para 3 from Spyderco. As you can see, this is more in line with that type of size knife. We'll go ahead and move the Praxis out of the way and bring out another large comparison for the budget realm. That is going to be the Sencut Serene. Moving this out of the way, we'll grab one more medium comparison knife. That is going to be the Demko AD 20.5. And the last comparison knife that we'll be bringing out today is going to be the ProTech Mordax. So I think we pretty well established this is a medium knife. It is not a full-size knife. Definitely closer to that Demko AD 20.5. And just in case you were wondering, definitely more close in size to the Bug Out. I think that's right in that sweet spot there for EDC. Good size, not too big, not too small. You can get a nice hand-filling grip, get plenty of blade length for any of the tasks that you're going to be doing, which is really nice. So let's jump into the ergos real quick. On this one, you got nice G10 overlay on top of a steel liner, and you have a titanium frame lock on the backside. So you're getting that kind of premium sensation. At least I think it was steel. Let me double check that real quick. Yeah, that is steel, but that is titanium. So it's on a steel onlay, and that steel onlay looks like it is pretty well milled out. And since I have the flashlight out here, that'll help with that. As you can see, the pink coming through from that G10 G10 scale. So you got a nice little setup here for a very nice weight EDC. Titanium backspacer, I did check that last time as well, and steel hardware. Now ergonomically, it is very neutral, very minimal jimping, and a very well chamfered all around the edges here. So this feels comfortable in hand. I am able to get all 4 fingers on there and just hanging off the back a little bit with the pinky. Not awful at all. And again, because this is more of a lighter or smaller weight, it's not going to take as much room in the pocket. It's going to be a really nice carry for everyone out there. I also like the fact that they added jimping here along the spine of the knife to kind of match. So when you're choking up, you have all the way out here. I'm assuming this is for the pinch grip actually, because my thumb just happens to be really long. You have something to grip onto, which is nice, and then back here to lock into that position to control that blade for any type of heavier cutting. That jimping is pretty aggressive and is going to work really well to lock you in place. The jimping back here, I don't know that I can really feel it too much. The way that it lands for me, it kind of is sitting just inside. I'm not having to grip it there, but I think if you were to do that pinch grip and you had a smaller hand, this might land on that a little bit for you. And I guess also depending on what you're doing and where your hands land, it could determine which jimping you got here. But honestly, I think that's just spacing and kind of lined up to match. Pocket clip works well. Nice titanium pocket clip, goes in and out of the pocket well. Access to the lock bar is nice, and that relief cut does not interfere because the pocket clip is far enough forward. When you're coming out of pocket, you're not really getting hung up there. It's past that relief cut and coming out. Access to that lock bar is pretty good too. You have nice overhang, you have chamfering here so that you have a carve out to get in there with the finger. So regardless of how you like to disengage the knife, all of those methods will work well for you here. You can access it any which way. Thumb studs are a little small. I wish they were just a little bit thicker because they feel a little bit pointy. That, or if they could have maybe chamfered this down a little bit to get access to those thumb studs, I think it would have been a little bit better. Also, because I'm hitting that lock bar when I go to get to that thumb stud, I can't open it. I'm legit pushing on the thumb stud and the lock bar at the same time. So I think it would have been a little bit better just to go a little bit thicker on the thumb studs, or again, just kind of carve out a little bit more to get to those thumb studs. I think would have been really good. Now the detent is tuned really heavy. Got a heavy detent there for the flipper action. You need good hand strength to deploy this one for sure. At least this example here you do. But that's not to say that you couldn't. I'm forewarning you, the one that I have here is very heavy, both for thumb stud, especially if it's been sitting for a while. For that first deployment, it's going to be really heavy. I think if this one were to be used and handled a bunch, which it's getting in the pass around, it's probably going to get smoother and smoother. So towards the tail end of the review for this one, I think it'll get really smooth and you'll be able to see that almost fall shut. It's going to be minimal shakes to drop it shut. Like here, it's just a couple. I think as it breaks in, it probably would get even better. And I also think, you know, a little bit of lube on that detent ball will probably help it finish breaking in. Very little grittiness going back and forth. So the track is probably well on its way to being fully broken in. This is not going to be an issue whatsoever. Very nice little knife, and I think it's just a really fun design. The closest thing that I can think of to something like this is probably going to be your Honey Badger knives with some original goat scales. I think that's probably the closest thing that you're going to get that's going to be fun like this, that's readily available, that you can pre-order and get in on fairly easy, unlike the Elementum, Desert Warrior, or things like that that Blade HQ is doing exclusively. So I think you're probably going to get more volume on this. Kubey did a really nice job on the build here. I mean, if you're looking for some alternative recommendations, I'm probably going to throw the Serene out here, or the CJRB Echo are going to be knives that are kind of close to this size, but and the Echo you may have, well, let me back up. You have fun colors, but you're limited on what you're going to get with the Serene, but you're not going to have as fun of a design as you see with the Crispy Donut Community Salem that you have here. And with the CJRB, I expect they're going to do the same thing that they did with the Pyrite, because they have a home run on their hand with this one. So you're going to see a ton of variants come in that one as well, but that's going to also cause the price to vary wildly. I think this one here is priced fairly well for the money. You're getting S35VN, which is a premium steel out of Kubey. You're getting a beautiful stonewash blade with a really nice edge, and you're getting titanium in some parts of the knife, steel to keep the cost down. So I think that was wise on their part. Overall, pretty cool little knife. I'd be looking for something just a little bit bigger than this one to add to the collection for some fun, because I definitely think I could have some fun with it, and I think it takes some really good pictures as well. Overall, I'm happy with the build quality. It feels very well made. Let me know what your thoughts are on this one down in the comments. I am curious. Shout out to everyone out there that leaves the likes, comments, and is subscribed. I appreciate all support. I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week, and until next time, peace.